Coming to paperback and e-readers, Esteem Horror in the Hamptons. The aspiring angel tries to escape a house of horrors in this all-new Esteem series adventure. Pre-order your copy of Esteem Horror in the Hamptons in digital format at Amazon.com, Google Play, Draft to Digital, and other digital booksellers, or pick up your paperback copy on May 24th. One of my viewers wanted to know what my thoughts were regarding situations that do not exist in law. Now, I have to be very careful about what I'm saying here because YouTube is very sensitive as related to any criticisms of certain groups. And this viewer basically wanted to talk about the alphabet community and marriage in the alphabet community because they believe that marriage between those members of the alphabet community cannot exist and cannot be legal. Now, what the viewer doesn't understand is that the whole concept of marriage is defined in a different way, and it's completely different than that of those of us who follow the Bible. And we have to understand that there's a clear separation of church and state. Now, when it comes to us followers of the Most High, we understand that marriage is an institution that was created by the Most High for a man and woman to come together under his authority to be a part of his order. That is the original definition of marriage, and marriage is designed so that a man and woman can come together so that they can form a family that is considered legitimate under the Most High and have legitimate bloodlines that can go on under the authority of the Most High to ensure that the family bloodline goes on and to ensure that the gospel is passed on from one generation to the next. However, the definition of marriage under God is separated from the definition of marriage that is established by the governments or the state, and the definition of marriage as related to the state is completely different. Now, when it comes to the definition of marriage under the state, the definition of marriage under the state currently is any individual who wants to come together in a business union, because for the state, marriage is a business, and it is a business where two people come together to become partners as related to the business of a relationship. This is why you need a marriage license from the state for your marriage to be valid under the state, and this is very different than the standard of marriage under God, because the marriage statement under God is that you are making a vow to the Most High to be committed to caring for a woman if you are a man, or serving a man if you are a woman. But with the whole definition of marriage as related to the state just sees two people as partners in the relationship, and they see it as a business deal where two people are becoming partners in a business relationship. And this is why the definition of marriage exists under the state. The definition of marriage under the state is about a business license, because a marriage license is a business license, and it's a license that says that these two people are coming together to form a partnership under the state and be licensed by the state. That is what a marriage license is, and when it comes to that marriage license, that situation is made legal because we, the people, made that situation legal and made it where these individuals could have that business partnership under the laws of the state. And because the law says that these individuals can come together legally to form that business partnership, that's the main reason why it can exist. And it can exist in law because we, the people, created the policy and voted to ensure that policy would remain in place. Now, the whole situation as related to alphabet marriages started out with civil unions, which gave people the same rights as a marriage. However, many people in the alphabet community weren't happy with civil unions they wanted the term of marriage to be put on that whole business partnership, and that was granted to people under President Barack Obama after he got his second term in office. Now, after Barack Obama got his second term in office, he made it where a person of the same sexual orientation could marry another person, and that's the situation that was established after Barack Obama came into office, and no one really is going to have control over that situation unless there's a possible Supreme Court overturning that law. But as it stands right now, that law is currently in place, and there's not much anybody can do about it. But that standard doesn't really apply to those who follow the term of marriage as established by the Most High God, because the term established by the Most High God as related to marriage, he states that marriage is something that he created for men and women to come together as part of God's order, and God's order is separated from the state because the kingdom has nothing to do with the state at all. No, when it comes to the kingdom is a completely different place, and while people are married on earth under God's order, that marriage is a temporary connection of people because it is until death do you part, because it is only done basically to bring men and women together under God's order, so that both the man and the woman can work together towards doing God's work on earth, which is receiving his gift of salvation, and then after receiving God's gift of salvation, going on to do his work, which is whatever purpose he has for you to do on earth, and as you're having children, passing the legacy of the gospel on to the next generation. That is the work that we, as followers of the Most High God, need to be focused on. Our goal is to focus on our own souls and our own lives, and we cannot really worry about the political situations of other people and other people's social lives, because God gave everyone free will, and those who want to do certain things and live certain lives, that has nothing to do with us. Our job is to obey the Most High, and our job is to go out here and do whatever he needs done, because our job is not to focus on the political situations that go on here on earth. No, our job is to focus on ourselves and focus on getting our own spirits right. That is our own thing as related to things, because while certain situations do not really apply to biblical law, again, those are situations of the world, and when it comes to the world, we know that we are not part of that world, so that's not have anything to do with us. I mean, what somebody else does in their own home has nothing to do with me. And this is how it is in a country where everybody has freedom of choice. Again, this situation, again, is not my focus, and it shouldn't be yours. It should be us focusing on what we need to do to get ourselves right spiritually. And I don't really concern myself with what goes on with somebody else. No, I don't concern myself with somebody else, because I understand that people have a right to their lives, and they have a right to live the life that they want to live. Now, when it comes to this whole thing, again, I don't really want to talk too much about it, because when it comes to YouTube, they get really fragile and they want to go out here and say that things are offensive. But the whole thing is that when it comes to this whole situation, this is a situation that has been established by the laws of the state. And while these laws are out here, and you may not agree with those laws, they are here. And those laws basically have been established by we, the people. And since those laws are there and they are established, while they are there, you just have to accept that they are here, because there's nothing anybody can do about that situation outside of the Supreme Court overturning those laws. And again, it's like the abortion laws. While I am no supporter of abortion, I really think that the whole situation could be avoided with abortion if you just choose not to have casual sex. But what people want to do is their own thing, and they are responsible for their choices in this world. And the whole thing is, all you can do is leave people to make their choices, because at the end of this life, and they're going to be accountable to God, and our job is not to legislate their morality. No, they will be dealing with God on their own terms, and what will happen to them is, as they meet the Most High, He will be the one who can pass the judgment. So we need to let Him go out here and be the judge over things, because as Jesus Himself said in the Bible, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, and render God what is God's. And when it comes down to the laws of this country, this is what Caesar is, and we need to be working on rendering on to what God is as related to us. That is what we should be focusing on. And as we focus on that, we obey the laws that are established here in the United States, but our focus is on our own souls and the kingdom. Now, I hope this answers the question of the viewer who requested this video. And if you want to request a video, you can send a donation of a minimum of $15 to the Cash App by clicking the links in the description box, or a minimum donation of $15 to the PayPal. And if I know something about that subject, I will make that subject for you. Now, if you want to pick up some of my books on the SJS Direct imprint, like those in the ISIS series, those in the Steam series, those in the John Haynes series, and other books, you can find all those books in paperback and Kindle format on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find them at other online booksellers like Drafted Digital, Google Play, Barnes & Noble, Walmart, and Target. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Coming to paperback and e-readers, ISIS Dark Incubus. The goddess next door gets enthralled in a romantic entanglement with an evil incubus in this all-new ISIS series adventure. Pre-order your copy of ISIS Dark Incubus at Amazon.com and other online booksellers everywhere. Coming to paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, Illuminati. The man who rules the world takes on the head of the global elite in this action-packed, all-new John Haynes series adventure. Pre-order your copy of John Haynes Illuminati on Amazon.com and online booksellers everywhere. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.